So have you ever had a movie or a TV show spoiled for you? Some people hate spoilers, and some people actually are pretty okay with it. So this time I went out and I asked people 3 questions. What was the time you had something spoiled for you? What was the time you spoiled something for someone else? And how long do you think you should wait before you don't have to say spoiler alert anymore? Let's see what people think.
So on Christmas, I still believed in Santa Claus at the time. I think I was like 16, still believe in Santa Claus. And
how did they make that work?
But they're very secretive, parents. And we were walking through the mall, and I saw my parents coming out of the toy store. And then later on that day, when they went out doing something, my sisters and I went into the room in the closet. And we parted the clothes and everything. We found everything that they had heard.
So you went looking for your presents and you found them? Okay.
We spoiled it, essentially for ourselves.
All right, it was Game of Thrones, and it was about the Red Wedding.
Okay.
Which, if you're an enthusiast of the show, you know was like the bloodiest moment in television history, where all the
Lannisters send their regards.
Every Monday of every week, my coworkers keep talking about Game of Thrones. They do say spoiler alert, but eventually you kind of want to hear it too, so you say,
"Oh, the temptation!"
Yes, just guys, keep going. I've seen half of the last episode, but
yeah, actually, I had the ending of Skyrim spoiled for me.
Who did that to you? How'd that happen?
My brother.
Why did he do that?
Because I was watching him play.
So it was kind of your fault then?
Yeah.
Someone told me about a movie or a TV series or a book that they think that I've already read or watched, and I haven't, and I'm sitting there just with a face of just like, I can't believe you just said that.
So when the new Hobbits came out, I was obsessed with the Keely and the Tauriel relationship thing, and I know that they're not in the book, but I hadn't read The Hobbit. So I didn't know what was going to happen at all, but I knew that she was kind of there to bring emotional connection to Keely, otherwise he's like not that important of a character. And so it was ruined for me that he was going to die. Keely and Feely were going to die, and then I cried a little bit because Tauriel was like, meh. It wasn't as effective as it would have been if I hadn't known that he was going to die, but I don't know, it kind of disappointed me because I wanted to feel the entire emotional, like, blow, I guess.
I'm sure I spoil minor things for people on a regular basis because they ask me about something I recently saw or a game or something. And it's just all the interesting details require them to know something about.
They should just watch it immediately, and so they don't have to worry about it, right?
Yes, they should.
For sure. Actually, I have a great memory about this.
Okay.
When I was 11. When I was 11, I watched Braveheart on VHS, and it was 2 tapes because it's super long. And I watched it, and my grandmother had rented it for me, but she went to bed because she's old, and that's totally legit. I'm getting there, and I'm gonna go to bed.
Build up, okay.
Yep. And I watched it, and then in the morning, she goes, I can't wait to watch it. And I go, well, I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but he dies in the end.
How is that not ruining it? Is that the definition of spoiler?
I have no idea. I don't even know what I was thinking about in that moment, but it literally didn't seem like a problem to say that. I was like just saying, here's the thing that happens.
Yes, I have, and I feel terrible whenever I do it because I think that the person I'm telling it to hasn't watched it yet, or has watched it yet, sorry, and I tell them, they're just like, no, I haven't watched it yet.
My friend wanted to read the Aragon series. She wants to buy hedgehogs, and I told her that I wanted to name my hedgehog Thorn, which is the name of Murtaugh's dragon in Aragon. And so she was like, well, who's Murtaugh? And so I was like, so I had to basically explain to her that whole situation, but then that gives away that he gets a dragon. I felt really bad because I kind of ruined a really big plot twist for her in that book.
I'd say a week. If you care enough to think about spoilers and it matters that much to you, then it matters enough to you that you watch it within a certain amount of time.
A month.
A month?
I don't know. It depends on how important the thing is.
How long?
About a month, I would say, about 3-4 weeks. I think it's safe to say we haven't got on the ball. Like, I mean, there's some, like, Game of Thrones has been a book series for like almost a decade now, and people are like, oh, spoilers! I mean, the books have been out for so long that, like, if you're really worried about spoilers, just read the books. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I kind of think that people should be very aware of that sort of thing. Like, going on social media, it's kind of expected.
So do you say a month as well? Sooner, later?
Way sooner.
Way sooner.
Probably
A week?
like a week.
A week?
Or less, yeah.
I would say roughly 6 months.
6 months before it's just free game to spoil anything?
Exactly. Half a year, you should definitely know about that.
I think if it's been out and has been able to be grabbed by people for a cheaper price for a couple years, it's probably well within the right to be able to spoil something.
So maybe 2 years is a good time to wait?
I'd say 2 years with some sales.
It's like in seconds or like
1,987 seconds.
I mean, you should know that your audience doesn't have that information.
If there is a person in your company that haven't watched it, you should
always
check. Okay, who's seen this movie? And if somebody says no, then are you planning to watch it? And if the person says no, maybe it's okay.
I don't think there's ever a right time, because no matter how much time has passed, if someone hasn't watched it, they haven't watched it, and they're going to go online and find things, and it's really good to just keep saying spoiler alert, because you never know who hasn't watched it before, so you have to be careful and you don't want to ruin their experience.
I'm kind of empathetic, so I always ask, well, do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to spoil it for you? Do you want me to give away the end or this big important part? And if people say no, then I won't do it. But if people are like, yeah, I don't care, then I'll kind of ruin it for them. But otherwise, I think people should say, well, I'm going to tell you the ending, so either walk away or you're just going to hear it. In summary, always say spoiler alert.
So I wanted to give a special thanks to everyone who let me interview them. And thanks to Nikki Madison for sending in a video to me. Here's a link to her channel. Thank you very much. The main goal of all of this was to figure out exactly how long people think we should wait before spoiler alert isn't an issue anymore. So I conducted a poll, and based on my opinion, your opinion, and the public's opinion, if you're going to spoil something without saying spoiler alert, you should wait at least a month, if not always just say spoiler alert. Be sure to like and subscribe below. Remember, this is video 2 for winning $50, so be sure to leave that comment, and I will see you next time.